Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Jaya Param Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Param Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Gaura Nitai Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. So I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome all of you here this beautiful Sunday morning for Srila Prabhupada's Sunday Love Feast here at the ISKCON of Guyana Hare Krishna Study Center. We're gearing up ourselves for the glorious appearance of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu, Lord Chaitanya. So I like to do one bhajan, praying for the blessings of Sriman Gauranga Mahaprabhu, so that for the next 3 weeks or so, before Gaur Purnima, that Gauranga Karuna Koro Dina Hina Jani.
We'll read the translation for the bhajan. The translation goes as follows. O my dear Lord Gauranga, please show your mercy to this lowly and destitute soul. O Lord, there is no one more fallen than myself in all the 3 worlds. Holding grass between my teeth, O Lord Gaura, I am calling out to you now. Please be compassionate upon me and come to reside within the temple of my heart.
Come to reside within the temple of my heart. So that's a soothing one. Oh my Lord, come to reside within the temple of my heart. We may say that the wish is ours, to wish ourselves or to reward ourselves that divine blessings. The Lord is within. Someone can argue that the Lord is within our hearts as Paramatma. But when will we realize Him? Only when we establish Him properly. Just like someone may argue that the Lord resides within and without everything, every stone, every piece of wood. But only when you carve Him and you properly install Him, or you make a murti out of the stone with Him, and you start to worship Him, that He resides there, and that you receive benedictions or blessings. So this morning, not too long ago, I was hearing Srila Prabhupada, and he was saying what liberation means. Liberation simply means that. Prabhupada said that it simply means you liberated from the level of thinking that I was thinking a moment ago that I was this body. And now I'm thinking with conviction I'm not this body. Liberation. You get it? We think we have to quit this body and, go back to Goloka Vrindavan, and really that's liberation. That's one ultimate level of liberation, but liberation is a level of consciousness. I'm not this body, I'm spirit soul. I'm servant of the Supreme Lord, Sri Krishna. So this beautiful bhajan, Gauranga, Karuna Koru, Dina Hina Jani, Mosama Patita Prabhu, Nahi Shri Bhuvani. Oh my dear Lord Gauranga, he's saying. Gauranga Karuna Kuru Dina Hina Jan Mosama Patita Prabhu Nahi Shri Bhuvani
Gauranga Karuna Koro
Oh my dear Lord Gauranga, please show your mercy to this lowly and destitute soul. Even to come to the level to say a lowly and destitute soul is a high thing in this material world. No one really come to the level and say that I am low. I am the lowest of the low. Who does that? Every one of us consider ourselves high and better than the best even. Gauranga Karuna Kuru Dina Hina Jani Mosama Patita Prabhu Nahi Shri Bhuvani
Gauranga Karuna Koro Dina Hina Jai Mosama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvani
Dante Trinadare Gora Dakiye Tuma Kripa Kori Shoama Hiroyamandi
Dante Trinadare Gora Dakiye Toma Kripa Kori Shoama
What is the sign? What is the mudra? What is the symbol? Just like we know this mudra, what does this mudra means? What does this sign means?
Surrender.
That we surrender unto who?
Gauranga.
No. Whoever come in front of us with a gun. That's what we know in the material world, right? When they say surrender, you raise your hand, they are in front of you with a gun, right? And this is known all over the world. You know, you're in the battlefield, you're wherever, you're in your business, you're on the roadside. Someone come in front of you with a gun. So this is the mudra of surrender. But not that when one puts straw between their teeth. When you put straw between your teeth, it really and truly means that you realize it, that I am most fallen, I am most destitute, I am the lowest of all. Holding grass between my teeth, oh my dear, oh my dear Lord Gauranga, oh my dear Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, oh my dear most munificent, most magnanimous, most merciful of all incarnations, I am calling out to you now. Please have Kripa, have mercy on me. That is the calling. I may have wealth, I may have good health, I may have good family lineage, I may have many sons who are highly educated. Still, if such person or persons come to the level, please be compassionate to me. Please be compassionate upon me. And come, Hridaya Mandire, and please come to reside. Hridaya means heart, and Mandir means, of course, temple, Mandir. So please come to reside within the temple of my heart. Dante Trinado re Gora Takiye Tuma Kripa Kuri Isho Ama Hridaya Mandire
Dante Trinadhari Gaura Dakhi Toma Kripa Kori Esho Ama Hridaya Mandire
Jade Doya Nakoribe Patita Dikiya Patita Pavana Nama Ishira Lagiya
Jadi Doyana Koribe.
Please meditate on the words carefully. Very nice words.
Patita Pavana Nama Kisera Lagiya.
And in the third part of the bhajan, he's saying, if you do not give me your mercy, if you do not give your mercy, he's saying, after seeing how fallen I am, he's actually making a special plea to Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu because he's called Savior of the Most Fallen, Patita Pavana Avatar. He is really the Savior of the Most Fallen. He saved the Most High and the Most Fallen. But when we consider ourselves not high, even though from a material point of view, we may be in a high position, just like Rupa and Sanatana Goswami. Rupa and Sanatana Goswami was ministers, but when they met Lord Chaitanya, they really and truly, with all humility and with everything at their disposal, consider themselves the most fallen, the most despicable, the most abominable. So from the external point of view, if we have great learning, great family lineage, and high position in this material world, we still have to come to the level in order to become a recipient of the Lord's mercy, to consider ourselves most fallen. If we do not have anything in this world, it may be a little easier. It may be a little easier. It is not necessary, because Prabhupada said even a pauper is proud of their penny or their pin. So no one is really free in this world. But not that for someone who really have it. It's like what the Bible is saying. What the Bible is saying? It is easier to tread who? To tread the elephant through the eye of a needle than for who? For a rich man to enter the kingdom of the Lord. If you do not give me your mercy, seeing how fallen I am, then why? Why, my dear Lord Gaura, you storm as the Savior of the most fallen, Patita Pavana Avatar. Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ke Jade Dayana Korebe Patita Dekhe Patita Pavana Nama Kishila Lagiya
Jari Doya Makori Patita Rekiya Patita Pavana Nama Kisera Lagiya
Gauranga Karuna Kuru Dinahi Najani Osama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvani
Gauranga Karuna Koro Dinahi Najani Osama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvani
Koreche Baba to Pane Nahi Kanisa Chicharana Karani Rane Nase Karupa
Koreche Baba to Pane Nahi Kanisa Chicharana Karani Rane Nase Karupa.
Oh my dear Lord, I am plunged amidst the violent hurricane, stricken waves in the ocean of the material world, from which there is no escape. Please, my dear Lord, kindly give to me the gift of your divine lotus feet, which is compared to a boat in which your servant may cross over the ocean. Yes, we need that boat. And the boat is the lotus feet of the Lord. Please, my dear Lord, please give me the gift, so that boat may come to take me across the ocean, the grief-stricken ocean of material existence or the material world. so that your servant may cross over easily. Daivi Esha Gunamai Mama Maya Duratyaya Mamevaye Prapadyanti Mayam Itam Tarantiti. If you remember in Bhagavad Gita, what Krishna is saying? This divine energy of mine, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is very difficult to overcome. But one who has surrendered unto me, can easily cross beyond it. Pore che baba to pande nai kanisa vicharana tarane rane kase karupa.
Pore che baba to pande nai kanisa vicharana tarane rane kase karupa.
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daseranoda Pratanako Doi Sada Narutamada.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, I am your Dasel Anudasa.
Koroe Sadha Narotamada.
Clap your hands. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Daseranuda Pratanako Rui Sada Narotamada.
Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Dasiranuda Pratana Koroe Sara Narotamada.
Gauranga Karuna Kuru Samapatita Nahi Tribhumani
Gauranga Karuna Koro Hina Hina Jare Osama Patita Prabhu Nahi Tribhuvane.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Everyone,
Hare Krishna
bolo bolo.
Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare.
Please chant, everyone. Everyone are not chanting. Everybody know the Hare Krishna Mahamantra? Everybody know the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, yes or no? Yes. So let us all chant loudly one Mahamantra together. And I want to see everybody Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhu Dev is smart, he's blocking his mouth, I didn't see he's chanting. Haribol? Chant? Try to be smart to the holy name of the Lord, that's very nice. So you want it? I'll read this last translation and then let's see if you really get into the mood of Narottama Das Thakur. That's the last part of the bhajan, the last stanza says, Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu, Dasir Anudasa, servant of the servant of the servant. Pratana Korohe Saran Narottama Das. Narottam Das, the servant of the servant of Sri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, ceaselessly makes this prayer. Ceaselessly makes this prayer. So maybe later on you can hear from Hari Kirtan. What was the mood of Narottam Das Thakur? Huh? His was Wednesday? So now he's saying his appearance, Narottama Das Thakur appearance was last Wednesday, so it's nice that we're honoring him by hearing this bhajan. But I was going to say that Hari Kirtan probably later on can give us a little insight. What mood he was in at the moment when he would have authored or put this bhajan together. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hello, everyone. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama. Please clap your hands. Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare samapatita nahi tribhuvane
Gauranga Karuna Paro Dinahina Jane O Samapatita Nahi
Shri Gauranga Mahaprabhu ki Shri Shri Nityananda Rama ki Srila Prabhupada ki Srila Narottama Das Thakur ki Hare Krishna. So once again, welcome to each and every one of you for our Sunday love feast, and welcome to Devendra Pandey and his newly wedded Dharmapatni. We'll take a few short discourses from Hari Kirtan, Sachi Sutta, and His Grace Haridas Prabhu, and we'll pass our time like that. Hare Krishna. And we'll pass our time like that. Yes or no? At least say Hari Bol. Yeah? You look so quiet, and I don't know if you're sad or if you're happy or you're joyful or what, I don't know. Whether have an influence on us? I don't know. Hari Kirtan Rasadas, 10 minutes. These days you have to give them time because you start to talk. So many ideas comes.
Hare Krishna.
And we leave it completely open to everybody. Whatever you want to tell us. Or if you doesn't want to tell us anything, if you want to just glorify the Lord, that's it. You glorify the Lord to your heart's content, to the fullest.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Before we begin glorifying the Lord and His devotees, I will humbly beg the blessings of our spiritual masters, Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu and his associates, Shri Radha Krishna and their associates, by uttering Mangala Charana. So please everyone, please join along. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitam Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Name Gauratrishe Namah Nityananda Namastubhyam Premananda Swarupine Kalokalmashanashaya Janavapataye Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यवेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद everyone loudly Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare
10 minutes start now.
So according to my timer, I have 6 minutes left. With the blessings of all assembled Vaishnavas, I humbly like to offer some glorification to the lotus feet of Sri Sri Narottam Das Thakur. Srila Narottam Das Thakur is one of the most effulgent personalities and one of most prominent personalities within our Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya. And to know of him, to respect him, to love him, and also to apply his teachings within our life, it is very important for all of us to know who he is, why he did what he did, and his mood, most importantly. Srila Narottam Das Thakur was born after Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu had left the planet physically in a village called Keturi in East India, or now Bangladesh. Srila Narottam Das Thakur, his father would arrange, he was the king of that area, Keturi, and he would arrange for various sadhus because whoever would need to go for pilgrimage from Bangladesh to India, to Jagannath Puri, they would have to pass through Keturi Gram. So many saints and sages and great personalities would pass through Keturi, and Narottam Das Thakur's father would take the opportunity to arrange for satsang, to hear from these great souls, pastimes and glorification of the Lord. And he would have his son, usually we see that when we have children, rowdy, but oftentimes we take them out of the temple room as much as possible to not disturb. But we see from the example of Raja Krishnananda, I think was his name, he would have Narottam on his lap and allow Narottam Das Thakur to hear, well, and he wasn't known as Narottam Das Thakur then, they would call him Little Naru, right? Narottam. He would have him on his lap, and Narottam would hear from all of these sages and all of these great personalities, these great devotees, about the glories of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And especially, he would hear from one Krishnadas Babaji about the glories of Lord Chaitanya, Lord Nityananda, Sri Advaita Acharya, Rupa Goswami, and Sanatan Goswami, and all of the other wonderful associates of Lord Chaitanya. And Narottam Das Thakur would get so excited as a little child. He would get so excited about hearing of these pastimes every day. As soon as he would wake up, he couldn't wait to take his bath. He would run straight to Krishnadas Babaji's his home and go and listen all day and come back in the evening, and then he would eat and then he would go to sleep. So much was his absorption. I don't know how many of us are aware of the pastimes of Sanatana. How much of us are aware of the pastimes of Sanatan Goswami? But in the pastime of Sanatan Goswami, he left his big, wonderful position as in managerial role of one of the areas of India. He left that position and he ran away, giving up everything. But his servant carried a few gold coins with him, And that gold coin could have gotten them into trouble with some thieves. And then eventually they were in a dharamshala. That is one example. Then Raghunath Das Goswami, he would eat just a few grains of rice, or he would drink 1 cup of buttermilk every few days. So like that, Narottam Das Thakur would hear all of these stories. So one day his mother made nice kheer, sweet rice for him. Narottam Das Thakur asked his father, Pita, why do we have to eat such fancy food? Raghunath Das Goswami only drinks a cup of buttermilk once every few days. Why do we have to eat such fancy food? Why can't we just get away like Sanatan Goswami and go and we give up everything and live in Vrindavan? But make sure, don't walk with any servants, that they carry any gold coins that might get us into trouble. So like that, he was fascinated with with the associates of Lord Chaitanya. They were his heroes. And later on in his pastime, Sri Nityananda Prabhu would inspire him to go to Vrindavan. And Narottam Das Thakur would literally run all the way. And if you open Google Maps and search for the village Keturi, still there, and see the distance between Keturi and Vrindavan, you'll realize how far it is from one another. And for someone to run from Keturi to Vrindavan, what a accomplishment, or what an interesting activity to be doing. People run marathon these days, but that's the original marathon. And that time they didn't have proper roads or a proper trail. He would run through forests and he would faint. And he even fainted one time, and Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally came and gave him some milk to drink and revived him, sprinkled him with some water, and he went on his way again. Narottam Das Thakur was so absorbed and so excited about the process of devotional service and meeting these great personalities that when he ran to Vrindavan and he reached into the courtyard of Govindadev, one of the 7 main temples of Vrindavan, he reached into the courtyard of Govindadev, which he heard so many pastimes about. The Goswamis doing so much wonderful service to Lord Govindadev, and now he's finally in this temple room. He fainted in ecstasy. And when he opened his eyes, he could not believe it. It was looking over him. Are you okay? Are you okay? He could not believe it. His hero, his childhood hero, is in front of him. This is the enthusiasm of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. But he was also patient, because Lord Chaitanya had inspired him that actually you are to take Diksha or initiation from Lokanath Goswami. But Lokanath Goswami didn't feel qualified to give initiation to Narottam Das Thakur. And Narottam Das Thakur would wait an entire year doing menial service to Lokanath Goswami to get initiation. And through his service and patience and determination, it melted the heart of Lokanath Goswami, and eventually Lokanath Goswami accepted him as his disciple. So we see 3 things. Utsaha,
There was
enthusiasm.
something special, just a minute, Hari Kirtan. There was something special about the menial service. Actually, Lokanath Goswami considered himself so low and so fallen that he will not take service of anyone, include his aspiring disciple, Narottama Das Thakur. So you want to hear what was the mean? If he wouldn't take no service, means you cannot serve him a meal, you cannot serve him a cup of water, you cannot, wash his clothes or anything like that. What would you do in terms of a menial service to your aspiring guru? Can anyone think of something that if in front of him he will not accept anything, then what you will do?
If you know the pastime, please look, I see Sachin up to say something.
So actually the menial service that he did was something most despicable to our imagination. We cannot even think of it. So back in those days in India, they will go in the field, generally in the field, to pass in the early morning, to pass too in the early morning. So what Narottam did, he found out the spot that his spiritual master will go to answer nature's call early in the morning before he take his bath. And he hid himself there and he see where his spiritual master. So if he goes there early morning, way before his spiritual master will come there to answer nature's call, and he will thoroughly clean that spot. And he would have done that day in there. And look to someone, but not that. But that was the level of Narottam Das Thakur menial service.
So we can just see. Now Narottam, you might think, okay, he's so determined. But Narottam Das Thakur is no ordinary personality. Easily he could have been proud, man, this guy doesn't want to give me initiation. To hell with him, I'll see somebody else. Narottam Das Thakur is described as the incarnation of the love of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he visited the river Padmavati near Keturi, he literally left his liquid prema with the river Padmavati for Narottam Das Thakur. And told her that when he enters into this river, you give him this prema. And it said when Narottam Das Thakur took that liquid love of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he took this liquid love of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, it said that his dark complexion changed to golden. So Narottam Das Thakur is no ordinary person. He's considered the incarnation of the love of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now that person is begging and doing such menial service, begging his spiritual master to please take me as your disciple. Doing menial service. And that patience that he had, the determination and the enthusiasm pleased his spiritual master so much that eventually he accepted him as his disciple and left him under the care of Srila Jiva Goswami as his Shiksha Guru to be trained in the process of devotional service. So we see both the importance of Diksha or initiation from our spiritual master, but also our instructing spiritual masters. But three things, if we would like to remember three things from the life of Srila Narottam Das Thakur, three things we can remember are his enthusiasm, we can repeat, enthusiasm, patience, and determination. These three things are very, very important in our spiritual life. And they're just three things that we can learn from Srila Narottam Das Thakur among many other things. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Mr. Sachi Sutaras? Yesterday was wedding, right? If you didn't have enough, forgive your wedding message. You still have a second chance today. After today, they will become own way, so they wouldn't hear you. So because you want to give them whatever you want to give them today.
Hare Krishna. So you have been hearing and receiving a lot. So Har Kirtan Prabhu just described some wonderful pastimes and glories of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. So it is very important, it's very special that we remember these acharyas and glorify them, because Srila Prabhupada, that is how Srila Prabhupada taught us. Whatever he speaks, whatever he writes, it's all in alignment with the teachings of our acharyas. Tomorrow is, so a few days ago, last Wednesday, was the appearance of Srila Narottam Das Thakur. And of course, tomorrow is the appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. Haridas Prabhu, we will hear from him a little of some of the glories, the life of Srila Haridas Thakur, and also tomorrow there will be a program at 10, which is the official program which would involve Pushpanjali and all that. So we have Devendra here, Bhakta Devendra and Bhaktin Vashni. They have just got married yesterday, and also in our presence I saw Rajiv ji and his Dharmpatni Braja. They are here also, got married 2 weeks ago. a lot of young couples or newly wedded couples are here. So, what I would like to say is that Srila Prabhupada, I was hearing a lecture of him this morning, and this lecture he gave on the appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And in glorification of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Thakur, he was mentioning his encounter with Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. And I was making a lot of connection. I was doing a lot of reflections also while I was hearing, because recently we were fortunate to be in some of these places. Like for instance, recently we were in Calcutta area, where this Ultadanga Junction Road, now this property has been acquired by ISKCON legally, and they are erecting a building. A building was present there already, but they are doing some renovations, and that is going to become a monumental structure or place in ISKCON's history book. Why? Because that place is where in the year 1918, if I remember, no, 1922, somewhere around there, 1922, when Srila Prabhupada was forcibly taken by one of his friends, Narendranath, on top of this building that is at Ultadanga Junction Road in Calcutta. And for the first time, Srila Prabhupada was meeting this great personality, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, who is known as Gaura Shakti. Actually, in one of his pranama mantras, Gaura Shakti is there to signify or to tell us that he has come with the potency or the power to spread the mercy, to spread the teachings of Lord Gauranga Mahaprabhu. And he has done that in a very profound way. Not only he has done that in the time that he spent on this planet, but also he has, through Srila Prabhupada and other god brothers of Srila Prabhupada, they have taken up that service of spreading the mercy of Lord Gauranga. So as mentioning about the lecture that Prabhupada was giving, he was saying that at the time when he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, that was just few years after he got married. So Prabhupada was a householder. By profession, he was a pharmacist. And Devendra also he studied pharmacy. He's a pharmacist. So Prabhupada, at one time in his life, in his professional life, this was at the time when he met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. He was the manager for a big pharmaceutical company in Calcutta, Bose pharmaceutical industry. He was one of the managers there. And at that time, he had one son, his first son. He was just a few years old. And when Srila Bhaktisiddhanta was given this lecture, and Prabhupada, that time his name, he was called Abhay Charan, and his friend Narendranath, they were there sitting in the front row of this lecture in front of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So as soon as by the time they offered their obeisances and got up, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta told both of them that, you're English, you're young men, you should go and spread the teachings of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in English language in the Western world. So both of them, they were thinking that they don't know this individual. He's a guru, of course. They can notice him. They can see that. They understand that because they themselves grew up in Indian Vedic culture. So when you see, one of the easiest ways you recognize a sannyasi or a spiritual teacher is by their robes, the saffron robes that they wore. So prior to that meeting, Abhay Charan or Prabhupada, he thought that, he was giving his friend a hard time, why should we go to another saintly person? Actually, my father, he usually invites a lot of saintly person to come to our home, and we get to reach them and greet them and talk with them. But this meeting was very special because this was a big turning point in the life of Prabhupada. And for all of us who came to Krishna consciousness, it can be 1 year ago, it can be 10 years ago, 40 years ago, we can safely say that from the time that we came in contact with this movement, with the Hare Krishna movement, it has been, or it was, a turning point in our lives, and in many different ways. So that meeting was very special because the seed was planted there. The seed, when I say the seed, I mean that after that meeting in 1922, in 1965, when Prabhupada came to America, the Hare Krishna explosion began. So we have many books available today. Like there is a book called Hare Krishna Explosion, which talks about how Krishna consciousness, how it was started in New York, how Srila Prabhupada single-handedly started the movement, and how it grew over the years, and of course what we have today worldwide. So later on, this same time that Prabhupada was giving his lecture in the 1970s, he was telling his disciples that he wished that, so let me back up a little bit, is that Prabhupada met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta in the 1920s, early 1920s. But he only took up the mission like really step out of family life, give up and move on from businesses and all of that, to fully dedicate into preaching, into sharing the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He only did that on a full-time basis, like from in the 1950s. And in 1954 also is when he took sannyas. Normally when someone takes the sannyas order, it means that, from now onwards, you're fully dedicating your life to spreading the message of the Lord. So in the 1970s, when Prabhupada already initiated disciples who were with him in different parts of the world, he was reflecting, he was saying that, why didn't I, join, or why didn't I surrender fully at that time when I met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta? It took me so many years after to really and truly, try or begin to fulfill that mission, that instruction that he received from his spiritual master, which is to go and preach in English-speaking world. So for us, we can think that, for many of us, we are still young, whereas for some of us, we're a bit older, some of us are stepping into old age. But it's never too late. Looking at what Srila Prabhupada did, of course, we cannot compare ourselves to him, but we can take inspiration from him, we can take guidance from him, we can take enthusiasm from him. He was 69 years old when he left India to come to America. And within 12 years, within a span of 12 years, he revolutionized the entire planet by establishing temples, initiating disciples, teaching the process of deity worship, teaching, being instrumental in inaugurating so many programs, Harinams, Sankirtan, amongst all, writing so many books, volumes and volumes of literatures, which is available to us today. So this was Prabhupada, and we might think that one way to glorify Srila Bhaktisiddhanta is to glorify the impact he had on the planet. even as of today we are speaking. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta, he appeared in the 20th, that would have been in the 1800s, but then the impact he had, it is still creating transformations, in the lives of people today. And that is, of course, through what Srila Prabhupada is one of the disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. What Srila Prabhupada did, that is a direct glorification of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur himself. So I will pause here, and I would like to, once again wish our dear Devendra and Vani, we say, very happy Krishna conscious Grihastha life. And why I spoke like that earlier is to let us all reflect on the teachings, on the life of these our great acharyas, because without their blessings, without the blessings of the acharyas, we cannot make progress in spiritual life. Just like Prabhupada, he in the Bhagavad Gita, in the introduction of Bhagavad Gita, he mentions that the disciplic succession in this line of Gaudiya Vaishnavism, and he lists 32, long list of 32 personalities, beginning from Krishna himself and coming down to our present day acharyas. The mercy of Krishna, or the blessings of Lord Krishna, comes through all the teachers or acharyas after him. So by glorifying them, by remembering their teachings, by trying to live by their instructions, that is one thing that will guarantee our success, not only in a material life but in spiritual life. So that is how powerful, that is how instructive the teachings are from our acharyas. So I'd like to invite Haridas Prabhu to please come forward.
Hare Krishna. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshud Unmilitanyena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangam Langaiti Girim Yatkripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam. So, we have heard some of the wonderful pastimes of Narottam Das Thakur, who he was and his mode of service. And certainly, as aspiring devotees, as Vaishnavas, as one who is or are aspiring on the path of Bhakti Yoga, it is important that we imbibe these mood of service from these acharyas. We'll be observing also the appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, the spiritual master of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, the Foundacharya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. And we all can acknowledge what we have received in our modern time, the compassion and causeless mercy of Srila Prabhupada, that we are taken up to this process of Krishna consciousness. And it is very important. So, Yesterday we witnessed the marriage ceremony of Shriman Devendra and Varshni, their first appearance here for the Sunday program as a married couple. So we want to welcome you both. And then a few weeks ago, Vraja and who was the Dharmapatri? Ranjiv. Ranjiv, right? Rajiv. Okay. I wasn't here for that. But it's important that I will speak a little bit on the Grahastha Ashram as newly married couple. The importance of serving each other, and of course, like I mentioned yesterday, putting the Lord in the center of all that we do if we really want happiness. So I'm going to expand a little bit on that. Generally, when we get into marriage life, we all have so much expectations to have a very good matrimonial life together. And we imagine so many different things that will make our life very happy and successful. This is something that becomes a dream in persons who are first of all pursuing marriage life and who then gets into married life. But according to the Dharma Shastras, according to Manu Samhitas, according to Srimad Bhagavatam, according to all the Vedic scriptures, there are guidelines that are given how we can make a successful marriage life. It's an ashram. An ashram means a sacred place or position. So we begin with brahmacharya life in terms of getting the teachings of the scriptures. That's as far as the male goes, living in the ashram of the guru and imbibing the values of how we should control our mind and senses through following the path of spirituality, devotional service. Because it is important when we actually get into Grahastha life. If our mind and senses is not controlled, it becomes almost impossible to live a successful marriage life. And likewise, on the woman's part, they are trained up by the mother how to cook, how to clean, how to serve in a very dutiful way. Because the training on both sides are very much complementary, that we can, as Grahasthas, you can live a very happy life that can be very meaningful. I don't think we can really think of a happy marriage life without using the word meaningful in it. It is actually the meaningful part that makes it happy. And meaningful means that we have to do in accordance to what the Lord prescribes to us, how we should serve each other. In modern times, of course, both men and women, they work, and so it becomes even much more challenging for them to execute their responsibilities appropriately. But generally in ancient times, basically the woman is the housewife, take cares with the many chores and ensure that her service to the husband is one that is pleasing. And if the husband becomes angry for one reason or the other, she would be in a very appropriate mood, in a mode of goodness, to pacify the husband. But in modern times, if the husband works and the wife works, and they all caught up in some mode of anger It's almost difficult to, who's going to pacify who? Hmm? So, but yet for all, we have to see how to make it successful. And Prabhupada has given us the formula, how we can do that, that we can both be engaged in devotional service, put Krishna in the center, and by doing as such, both husband and wife help each other in every possible way, that of all the chores that has to be executed, and obviously their devotional activities. Getting up early in the morning, having artik, their cooking is offered to the deities, becomes Krishna Prasad. They read the scriptures every day, Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, together. They do their japa, their chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So in this way, whether both parties work, but they complement each other with all that has to be done, and then it certainly would work out to be something that is manageable. With Krishna in the center, you can be guaranteed of a successful life. So this is my humble expressions of advice to yourself, Devendra and his Dharmpatni, and Braja and his Dharmpati. And of course, for all married people, we should understand how to dispose of ourselves in a way that can be very much meaningful and worthwhile. Because ultimately, our goal is to go back to the spiritual world. And this is very much exemplified in the life of Kardama Muni and Devahuti. If we read their stories and pastimes, we'll see how wonderfully Devahuti served Kardama Muni, and how well Kardama Muni provides all the facilities and comfort for Devahuti. In this way, at a certain time, and when Kardama departed, Devahuti was able to continue with her spiritual life under the guidance of his son, Kapila Dev. And Kardama went into full renunciation. So we can model our life like that, you know, for a successful eventuality of going back to the spiritual world. All right, so I was asked to, just a little bit of that, Hare Krishna. So I was asked to speak on the pastimes of Bhaktisiddhanta. I'm not as astute person as Hari Kirtan Ras and Sachi Sutta, who can memorize everything. So I will just read something here on the life of Bhaktisiddhanta. Before the appearance of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati, it was the ardent desire of Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He is known as the pioneer of the Krishna consciousness movement. At that time, people were, you know, just getting into materialistic activities and not able to execute spiritual life appropriately or properly. They were compromising, they were watering down everything. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, as a magistrate of his time, was trying to write and to try to enlighten the masses through his own example as a grahasta, although taking care with his children and his family life, and of course his job. But he found tremendous time to internalize the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, as we will be celebrating shortly the appearance of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gaur Purnima. And as we have read in the songbook, wonderful composition of glorifying the Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Nityananda Prabhu. He knew that at some point in time he will have to give up his body. And so, deep within him, he was longing to have a son that will continue this mission that he was the pioneer of spreading the teachings of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. People at that time considered the Bhakti cult as a sentimental movement, persons who perhaps does not understand too much of philosophy, like the impersonalists, the Mayavadis, who would quote the Vedas in so many ways. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he was actually providing the Yuga Dharma, the process that was given by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for every one of us to execute. So he was trying his best to propagate the mission of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and he knew deep within himself that he would have to have someone to continue this mission. And through that prayer was the birth of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. He had taken his birth in the month of February, 6th of February, 1874, in Jagannath Puri, where millions of people congregate yearly for the Ratha Yatra festival. Practically speaking, hundreds of millions of people would gather there to have darshan of Lord Jagannath coming out on his Rath. So Bhaktisiddhanta took his birth to the parent of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and Bhagavati was the name of his mother. At around the age of 6 months, the Ratha Yatra procession was going through the street of Jagannath Puri. And as it approached the home of Bhaktivinoda Thakur, the cart actually stopped there for 3 days. And the mother Bhagavati, took the child to have darshan of Lord Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. So as he approached the deities, the hand of just 6 months old Bhaktisiddhanta went out and touched the feet of Jagannath, the base of Jagannath deity. And immediately, garland fell around the neck of from Jagannath on the neck of Bhaktisiddhanta. At that time, he was named Bimal Prasad Datta. Actually, when Bhaktisiddhanta took birth, he was born with his umbilical cord around his neck, like a Brahmin wears his umbilical cord, his Brahmin's card. It actually signifies that certainly this is not an ordinary child. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur, when he heard that the garland of Jagannath fell on the neck of Bhaktisiddhanta, Bimal Prasad, he knew that this child was from his prayer. And so it was very prophetic that that child is a ray of Vishnu. And that he will continue in the mission of spreading Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission. So I'll just read here. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur Prabhupada, born into the renowned Gaudiya Vaishnavism lineage, played a pivotal role in revitalizing Lord Chaitanya's teachings during a critical period of spiritual decline. his birth, upbringing, education, and eventual ascension to the revered position of a sannyasi, marked by divine interventions and dedication, form a remarkable narrative that continues to inspire millions. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was a blessed son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, a prominent Vaishnava Acharya, initially named Bimal Prasad, born on February 6, 1874 in Puri. His arrival was perceived as a response to his father's fervent prayers for his son to assist in reviving Lord Chaitanya's teachings. The auspicious circumstances surrounding his birth, including the umbilical cord resembling a sacred thread, hinted at the divine mission he was destined to fulfill. During the Ratha Yatra festival, the auspicious falling of Lord Jagannath's garland and the child confirmed the divine nature of his existence. His remarkable feat of memorizing the entire Bhagavad Gita at the age of 7 showcased his exceptional intellect and devotion, acquiring the title the Living Encyclopedia. He became renowned for his extensive knowledge. Austerity and strict adherence to Krishna consciousness principles characterized his early years. His vow to refrain from eating mangoes after partaking in an unoffered one showcased his unwavering commitment. As we know, Bhaktisiddhanta, when he was just about, 4 years old, he took an unoffered mango, a mango that was not offered to the Lord. And his father chastised him, said, "You cannot eat something that is not first offered to the Lord." An indication for all of us that as devotees, we should only eat offered things. Those things that are offered to the Lord becomes his mercy prasad. So Bimal Prasad, at the age of 4, he took that to heart, and he boldly declared that I would never eat mangoes in the rest of my life because of such, we can say, inconsequential offense. A little boy, that can be forgiven, but he took it to heart, and he declared that he would never, and throughout his life, whenever anyone would offer him mangoes, he said, no, I have committed a great offense, I would not eat it. So, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur initiation journey reflected his deep commitment. Despite his erudition, his desire for initiation from Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj faced initial hesitation due to Babaji's simplicity. Of course, when Bhaktisiddhanta was just about 7 years, some places 10 years, he was first initiated by his father, Bhaktivinoda Thakur. But for his Gayatri initiation, he was asked by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, his father, that he should take initiation from Srila Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And Gaurkishore Das was very much renowned for his renunciation. He was a completely renounced personality, and perhaps can be even considered an illiterate, did not know how to read or write. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he understood that this is not an ordinary personality. He's a fully surrendered soul of Krishna, and he wanted Bimal Prasad to take initiation from him. Bimal approached Gaurkishore Das many times, and Gaurkishore Das, out of his humility, refused to take Bimal Prasad, his name at that time, as his disciple. He says, no, you're such a learned boy, you're so educated, your father's such a great soul. I'm not worthy to become your guru, your spiritual master. Of course, he didn't have any disciple. And Bhaktivinoda insisted, you must take initiation from him, one way or the other. And despite his many approaches to Gaurkishore Das and his refusal, Bimal Prasad finally approached Gaurkishore while he was walking on a bridge, and he says, if you do not initiate me, I will throw myself over this bridge. And I would just kill myself. I would not be worthy of living. And Gaur Kishore Das Babaji understood his heart and he knew that he was very serious of what he was saying, decided to initiate him. And from then on, Bhaktisiddhanta took up very seriously this mission of spreading Krishna consciousness all through South India. He was so respected as an acharya, as an erudite scholar, as one that was very much conversant of the scriptures. That so-called Brahmins and scholarly persons, they were very much afraid of him. When he would be walking in one direction, they would take another. And throughout Bhaktisiddhanta's life, in fact, he took the sannyas at the age of 44 and fully devoted himself. He provided us many. Oh, what time is the Arctic? I'm not hearing you. Okay. Thank you. Sorry for exceeding the time. I think 12 o'clock we're supposed to have Arctic. Anyway, Bhaktisiddhanta, life is very much one that is very inspirational. I would like to read, you can read this book, Raya Vishnu, to have much more insight into his life and activities. But I would like to read something that we should all meditate on. Instructions regarding fault finding by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati. Listen carefully. This is very important for us as Vaishnavas, as devotees, because we have the tendency of fault finding, finger pointing. Let me not desire anything but the highest good for my worst enemies. That's number one. Number two, be indifferent to bazaar gossips. Stick firmly to your cherished goals. No lack or impediments of the world will ever stand in your way. Look within. Amend yourself rather than pry into the frailties of others, saying the mistakes of others. In fact, Bhaktisiddhanta says, I'm a honeycomb full of faults that I have no time to see the faults of others. He says, when I look into myself, I see I have so many faults that I can never ever think of looking at the faults of other persons. So that is something that we should all try to strive for. And it comes only when our heart and consciousness is purified. It will not manifest by any philosophy. Only if we are executing the process properly, then we will actually come to that point where we will only see our own faults and not see the faults of others. The Lord Gaurasundara puts his devotees in various difficulties and associations to test their patience and strength of mind. Success depends on their good fortune. When faults in others misguide and delude you, have patience, introspect, find faults in yourself. Know that others cannot harm you unless you harm yourself. In this world of Maya, averse to the Lord, full of trials and tribulations, only patience, humility, and respect for others are our friends for Hari Bhajan. Chant the Maha Mantra loudly and with attachment. This will drive away inertia, worldly existence, and pest. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If we some or the other do not have the ability to remember all these points stipulated here, if some or the other we can just simply always hold on to this holy name of chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, one day we will get there to execute all these wonderful principles that are set out here by Srila Bhaktisiddhanta for us to internalize and to execute. Hare Krishna. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, thank you very much, Haridas Prabhu, for so nicely sharing with all of us. First of all, giving a short message on the Grihastha Ashram and core principles and values that for those of us who are in Grihastha life, how we should navigate, what are the things we should strive for, and especially for newly wedded couples here, Devendra, Vani, Rajiv, Braja. Also for sharing on the glories of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta. So tomorrow, as you have heard earlier, 10:30 will be the program at the temple. That's the Pushpanjali program. And shortly, we will invite you to stand for Artik. And we just like to let you know that today's Artik will be done on behalf of Devendra and Vashni. For, as they are now officially, they are now into Grihastha life. And secondly, the mother of one of our ministers, Shri Anand Prasad, his mother would have passed on a few days ago, and today is the funeral. So Anand Prasad and Uncle Brahm, we say, from NTN, they have been very supportive to the Hare Krishna movement for many years, especially through televising Hare Krishna Today programs. So their mother passed on, and the Artik will be done on their mother's behalf, as the funeral, as I mentioned, is probably going on right now. And thirdly, one of Prabhupada Prabhu's niece in the US, her name is Padmini. For the last so many weeks, she has been in the hospital, in the ICU, battling with many life-threatening issues. And we are going to pray for her also, for her well-being. She is the daughter, one of the daughter of Auntie Sister Prabhupada Prabhu's cousin. So let us all stand and come forward to Artik, mid the Artik to the Lordship, Shri Shri Paramakaruna Nitai Gaurachandra. Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra Jaya Paramakaruna Jaya Nitai Gaurachandra. Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Nitai Gaura Chandra. Jai Shri Shri Paramakar Nitai Gaura Chandra ki Jai, Shri Shri Panchatattva Bhagavan ki Jai.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Namaste Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Shri Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Gaura Nityananda Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaura Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Jaya Nitai Gaur Chandra Jaya Parama Karuna Nitai Gaur Chandra Parama Karuna Nitai Gaur Chandra Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Raya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Hare Raya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Namah. Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan. Giridhari Gopinath Madana Mohan. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Shri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Sita. Hari Guru Vaishnava Bhagavad Gita. Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Rup Shri Sanatan Bhatta Raghunath. Shri Jiva Gopal Bhatta Dasa Raghunath. Hare Raya Namah, Krishna Yadavaya Namah. Yaravaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Paramakaruna, Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra, Jaya Paramakaruna, Jaya Nitai Gora Chandra. Jaya Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Gora Nitai, Jaya Gora Nitai. Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta, Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta, Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta, Jaya Bhakti Siddhanta. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Parivrajakacharya Sto Tarasata Sheshamar Divine Grace Abhay Charana Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajakacharya Sto Tarasata Sheshamar Divine Grace Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koiti Vaishnavinda Ki ISKCON Svangacharya His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki Namacharya Sri Haridas Thakur Ki Prem Se Kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sri Vasari Gauda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopa Gopinath Shama Kunda Radha Kunda Sri Govardhan Ki Shri Vrindavan Dham Ki Sri Mayapur Navadvip Ki Shri Gangamai Jamunamai Bhakti Devi Ki Jai Shrimati Tulsi Maharani Devi Ki Jai Jagannath Puri Dham Ki Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadramai Ki Jai Shri Shri Gauranitai Ki Jai Brahad Mardanga Ki Jai Harinam Sankirtan Ki Sankirtan Yagya Ki Gauda Premanande The most beautiful Lordship Shri Shri Parama Gauranitai Gauda Chandra Ki Samaveta Bhakta Vrinda Ki Jai. All glories to the assembly bodies. All glories to the assembly bodies. All glories to the assembly bodies. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga.
Namaste Narasimhaya Palada Lada Dayene Hiranyakasipu Vaksha Shyatakanakaraya Ito Nrsimha Parato Nrsimha Yato yato ya mitato nashinya. Mahena shinga hena shinga. Narasimha Madin Sarana Prapadye. Tavakara Kamala Vare Naka Aduta Singha Galita Hiranyakashipu Tanuvinga Keshavadrita Narahari Rupa Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Jagarisha Hare Jaya Nashinghare, 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 Jaya Nashinghare. Jaya Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jaya Prahlad Maharaj. Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Shri Nrsimhadev Bhagwan ki jai, Shri Prahlad Maharaj ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki.
Jai Shri Paramakarnitai Gaur Chandra ki jai. Hare Krishna. So, can all please sit for a few minutes? So this morning we want to, on behalf of the management, the devotees,